Jon Levi is someone we've had on this channel before, and if your memory serves you correctly, you'll remember that he was putting forward evidence for a mud flood.
To me it is clear there is a reset, what seems to be every 400 years.
And by reset you mean complete extinction of the human race as it was to be replaced by a new set of humans, I think.
And it seems to involve water and fire. Oftentimes the fire being a byproduct of what seems to be a plasma electrical discharge.
Now you won't be surprised to hear that he's still peddling that nonsense, but this time we're going to look at what he calls forbidden lands. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me, SciManDan. Thank you very much for joining me, where Jon Levi wants to tell us all about forbidden lands. Please bear in mind here, and I can assure you this, I have sped up Jon Levi's video to 1.25 normal speed because he talks quite slowly. Let's start as Mr. Levi talks about our old flat earth friend, Antarctica.
I'm thankful for inspiration. I don't know where it comes from. I might see hundreds of mind-blowing things and not be inspired to share it. I usually attribute that to my laziness. And then something comes along and suddenly we feel like we must share. Again, I don't know why. But here I was just watching a video by Robert Zepper, always putting out fascinating content, and today he's sharing one titled Invading Antarctica.
Why would you want to invade Antarctica? Seems silly.
Secret South Pole colony. And I've heard the story time and time again for years now. At first I was uninterested, and I began watching anyway. And before long, I realized this is one of the most fascinating things I could share, even though it's old news. Why was I not excited about it? I once had been, but perhaps we're all saturated with so much stimulus that even the mind-blowing becomes mundane.
Fair point. Absolutely fair point. However, the mind-blowing thing for me will always be so because I am fascinated by nature. Nature is a wonderful thing, and finding things out about it will always be fascinating to me.
And so, whether you've heard this before or not, let's review the story real quick. First, the Admiral Byrd flies over the South Pole for the first official time, discovers lands and tells us about lands beyond the lands, and everyone's very excited.
Admiral Byrd is more famous today than he ever was, I think.
Then he goes back in 1946 or 47, and this time they're looking for a secret Nazi base, we're told. This is called Operation High Jump, and we're told he does find this base, and he finds a whole lot more than he bargained for.
Admiral Byrd finds a secret Nazi base in the 1940s on Antarctica. Now, whilst the Nazis did show an interest in Antarctica in the late 1930s, there is no evidence to suggest that they stayed there. But I guess there wouldn't be if it was secret, would there?
All sorts of craft, what we would call UFOs, took down many of his planes, and he was forced to retreat. On his way back, he was interviewed by a South American newspaper before he would return to the United States, and he gave an incredible first-hand account of what he saw. And naturally he was shaken up, and even before returning to the United States, declared that defenses should be put in place around Antarctica and begin to prepare for World War III, which will be fought with an enemy coming from this region.
None of which happened.
Seeming to be another race. And upon returning, he immediately became ill and was hospitalized and silenced. really lending to the idea that the enemy was already within. And absolutely fascinating. A big missing part of the puzzle when talking about the control structure in the present and perhaps in the past.
Admiral Byrd died of heart issues in the 1950s, well after he returned home. What is this rubbish?
This realm, of course, is off limits to us. The only treaty, honored by most all nations, held for almost 50 years, keeping all people away, exclusive to scientific research only.
And this is simply not true. There are many tours, trips and expeditions which operate down in Antarctica.
In my opinion, unacceptable. Who are these people to tell us we can't visit this icy landmass?
People that want to keep you safe, because if you go there yourself, you won't last 5 minutes.
I'd like to see a grand protest. And I think what we find is, wherever you are in this realm, if you go south, you'll hit a wall.
If you're referring to the coast of Antarctica being like some sort of wall, then yes, I guess you could say that.
And this wall will seem like a prison. But not the point of this video. This realm is off limits. And unlike this big white icy mass that they show us, is actually full of greenery and lakes and all kinds of wonders. But they don't want us to know that.
It really isn't. It's a large, thick ice sheet on top of a slightly smaller land mass.
Similar to what we see up in the northern regions on older maps. A glorious continent consisting of 4 parts and 4 rivers and a Mount Meru in the center.
Yeah, we don't see any of that, I'm afraid. Pretty much all ice up there, depending on the time of year, of course.
Shown on most all old maps, almost connected to the northern part of Greenland. And this too is a forbidden landmass.
Bloody hell, it's not land and it's not forbidden. Pretty much anyone with the money can go there if they can get there.
Here I think we have a better chance of having a peek, chartering some expedition. And finally, while talking about extra landmass, I want to jump over to this channel that I featured before. And this channel does something similar to WIM with the crater Earth theory. But in this particular case, the whole realm is depicted on the moon.
Oh, not this again. Why has everyone started picking this up? It's total nonsense.
A reflection of what is below, now seen above. And I'm going to keep this quick, and here is what we typically see. And you can see what he's done. Change the angle a bit, and we get this. Again, I want to be clear and back up and show you exactly what is on the moon.
What's on the moon? Craters and seas. That's about it.
And now a reverse image, and we get this map. And here what we can see is the Americas and Australia way over here, Asia and Europe. And now he shows us all kinds of extra lands all around.
Yes, but none of that looks like the land masses here on Earth. None of it. Honestly.
Again, no doubt, if we were to travel south, we would hit this ice wall, even depicted in this channel's map. And here we see Atlantis, and here a little closer. Such a map would help explain the strange flight routes. And here we see Lemuria and Hyperborea in the center here.
Really mind-blowing. Not too different from a lot of the older maps, but the fact that this map was created with a reverse image of our moon is really astounding.
Astoundingly ridiculous, yes. How anyone can look at that and think they are onto something is beyond me. I can't stand any more of this today. Forbidden lands indeed. I think we'll leave it here today, but don't worry, I'm sure Jon Levi will be returning again very soon. Thank you all so much for watching today. If you enjoyed it, then please do consider subscribing to the channel for more, and like the video too as well, it'd be very much appreciated. I've been SciManDan. Have yourselves a great week, and I'll see you all on Friday, where we're going to feed our mind about the firmament. See you then.